Hi everyone, I'm Kat and welcome to my channel, Naturally Beautiful Girl. I am really excited to be filming today because I've had to take a break for a little while because I got really sick. And so I hadn't worn any makeup for like 3 or 4 days. I hadn't filmed, I hadn't posted on Instagram, and it kind of made me realize exactly how much I love makeup and I love filming and I love having this channel and how much I really missed you guys. And so I'm really glad to be back today. I'm really excited because I'm going to be doing a review of a new product that I am really excited about. And this is one of the new R. Perez eyeshadow palettes, and I picked mine up from Credo Beauty. Credo Beauty is carrying some of the R. Perez line, not all of their products, but I believe they have the chamomile eyeshadow palettes as well as some mascaras, I think some eyeliners, maybe 1 or 2 other things, but it's not the full line. But it is really nice that they are starting to carry this brand because this is an Australian brand and it's not something that's super easy for us to pick up in the States, so I'm glad that Credo is carrying it. And as soon as I saw these eyeshadow palettes online, I knew that I had to try them out for you guys and also for myself because I am the biggest lover of eyeshadow palettes. I think I've mentioned this before. The first item that got me into makeup was the original Urban Decay Naked palette. And I was gifted that by a friend who was like, you need to figure out how to wear makeup. And so she gave me that. And that is really what sparked my love of makeup. When I first started out in Green and Eco Beauty, there really weren't a lot of eyeshadow palettes. And so I found that as something that was really missing and made it difficult for me to transition from conventional beauty into Green and Eco Beauty, because regardless of how many single eyeshadows I have, when I'm in a really big hurry, I want to be able to grab a palette, do an eyeshadow look, and get out the door. I find palettes are the fastest way to get my eye makeup done in a really cohesive fashion because I don't have to worry about, do these colors go together? Do they match? Because that is the purpose of a palette, is combining all of those colors into one location. One of my plans for 2018 is to do kind of a eyeshadow palette best and worst in Green and Eco Beauty. Go through all the eyeshadow palettes that I have tried out and let you guys know which ones are my favorites. But because this is a new product, I wanted to go ahead and just do a review on this product, kind of a standalone review. Let me first start off by just kind of showing you the packaging. So I love the packaging of this eyeshadow. It comes in this really nice white case. It's just very sleek and very modern. It says R. Perez on the corner, and it has, I'm going to try not to blind you, but it has a giant mirror, which if you travel at all, I could see this mirror being super great because it is large enough that I could do my makeup using this mirror. Also, it's a high quality mirror as well. Like, the reflection is very nice. It's not at all distorted. And then you get 6 eyeshadow shades, and there are 4 different chamomile eyeshadow palettes. The one I have is in the shade Pretty. There are 3 other ones, and they all contain 6 eyeshadows. And one of the things that really caught my attention about this eyeshadow palette is in 2018, they are going to be releasing these eyeshadows as replacement pans. So that makes this eyeshadow palette more sustainable, because say you hit pan on this highlight shade over here, then you can go ahead and pick up the refill pan and just replace that eyeshadow shade instead of having to replace the whole palette, which is brilliant. It is brilliant because that's one of the issues with palettes like the Naked palettes is once you hit pan on a shade, it's like, well, that's it. You can't replace that shade. So I'm really excited for that. This palette retails for $34 US. That is what it cost when I purchased it from Credo Beauty. And I think that is a very fair price considering you get this really nice case, a nice mirror. Like, this is weighty packaging. Like, it's got a nice weight in my hands to it. It does not at all feel cheap. So I think it is worth the $34. So let me start off by talking a little bit about the shades here, and I will do swatches. I also filmed myself using this eyeshadow palette to get my eye look today, so I will also insert clips of me using the different shades so you can kind of see how they apply on my eye as well. If you would like me in the future to do a tutorial using this palette, definitely let me know that in the comment section down below. So you've got what I consider to be 4 shimmer shades and 2 matte shades. So this one here is like a metallic shimmer shade, this one as well, this one as well, and this one as well. And then this dark purpley color over here is more matte, and this brown is definitely a matte shade. So I think that's a really nice mix of shade options, a nice mix of mattes and shimmers. You aren't just locked into only having shimmers or only having mattes. So let me go ahead and swatch these shades for you guys so you can get an idea of their pigmentation. Okay, so here are all 6 of the shades swatched on my arm. The lightest shade up here you cannot see because it is basically my skin tone. It's just a shimmery version of my skin tone. I don't know, if I move my arm, you might be able to see it catching in the light a little bit. I have it swatched right here. The pigmentation in these is a little bit hit or miss. This purple one, I don't know if you can tell here from the swatch, is not the most pigmented, but the pigmentation of these 4 middle ones right here is really good. I can't tell how pigmented this one is because, like I said, it's just so close to my skin tone. I really have not been able to figure out if it's that pigmented or not. These 4 are definitely my favorites. This purple one, you can build it up, but you do have to work at it a little bit. So I used today this lightest shade here as my inner corner highlight. Once again, you cannot really see it because it is the same color as my skin tone, which I think is only an issue if you are as fair as I am. If you do have a deeper skin tone, it is obviously going to show up and be a really pretty highlight. This shade here I used in my crease. I have been using it in my crease every time I've used this palette. I really like it. It's a nice matte brown shade. It works really well with all the other shades in this palette. Today I also used this shade here on my eyelid. And then I used this shade on the outer corner of my eyelid to deepen up the outer corner. And then I took the purple and smudged it along my upper and lower lash lines. I have used this one, of course. I have used all those shades in this palette. And I used this one yesterday, and it is a beautiful, beautiful, more of a pinky coppery shade, as well as you can see here. But I just think these shades just work so beautifully together. Like, I feel like this is a really well curated palette. Also, the pans on this are fairly large. Like, I'm trying to give you a scale, like you can see my hand, you can see my face, but the pans in this palette are large. The pans are a lot larger than the Lily Lolo palettes. The Lily Lolo palettes do give you more shades, but if I had to compare the two, this palette is what I was hoping the Lily Lolo palette would be, but it didn't turn out to be. I think the pigmentation in this eyeshadow palette is really quite good, and I think the colors blend really easily. They wear well throughout the day. In short, I love this palette. Ever since the first day I used it, I was just kind of blown away by how easy it was to use the shades, how they blended. Actually, I had been sick, and so I got this eyeshadow palette literally the day before I got sick. And so the first time I used this eyeshadow palette, I was still kind of sick, and so my brain just was not functioning properly. And I typically take a setting powder and apply it in my crease to help blend out my crease shades. But the first time I used this palette, I actually forgot to do that, and I just went in without a setting powder in my crease, and I just went straight in with this shade. And it blended really easily. Like, it took me a few minutes to realize, oh wait, I forgot to put setting powder in my crease. And then I looked at my eyeshadow and I was like, it's really well blended. I didn't need it. So that to me was, I was like, okay, this is good. And also just these shades, I think the pigmentation is just so much better than the Lily Lolo palettes. The pigmentation of these shades, especially the metallics, reminds me more of something like the Root metallic eyeshadows or the Terry Miyahira metallic eyeshadows, which to me, those are the gold standards of metallic shimmery eyeshadows in Green and Eco Beauty. Like, those to me have been the best, and so everything else I compare to those. Also, I do find these wear pretty well throughout the day. I do apply them on top of an eye primer. I've tried both the Alima Pure eye primer with these and the Silk Naturals, but I highly recommend with any eyeshadow you go in with some sort of eye primer, either one of those two. But these eyeshadows, they do wear well throughout the day. They will fade on me eventually and they will crease, but it's also because I have oily eyelids and my eyes are hooded. So no matter what eyeshadow I put on, it's gonna do that. And every time I look in the mirror when I'm wearing these, I'm just like, wow, my eyeshadow still looks good. Yes, it's not exactly where I put it down first thing in the morning, but it still looks good. And that is huge to me. Do I like this palette? Yes. Do I love this palette? Yes. Is this one of the best palettes I've used in Green Eco Beauty? Yes. I recommend trying out one of these palettes. In fact, I am contemplating very, very strongly purchasing another one because I love this one so much. Not that I need another palette, I love it, and I think this could be really, really great to travel with. I'm going to Florida for a week. This is definitely on my radar, one of the things I'm thinking about packing for my eyeshadow. Probably either be this or one of the Found eyeshadow palettes. I haven't decided yet. It has not irritated my eyes at all. I do have eye allergies. I am sensitive to certain ingredients. I don't know exactly what they are, but some eyeshadows cause me to get a rash on my eye. These do not. They have not irritated my eyes whatsoever. And I really appreciate too that they came out with 4 different palettes. So these are kind of more pinky, very neutral eyeshadows. They have a more kind of gold palette. They have one that has like a nice matte black in it. I really think that you can find the eyeshadow palette that will work for you. I wish this had come out a little bit earlier because this is the kind of eyeshadow palette that I could give to one of my friends who is not into green beauty, who is not into eco beauty. And I feel like this is the kind of product that will make them say, whoa, Green Beauty knows what they're doing. Like the packaging is really nice, the pigmentation, the blendability, the color selection, like this is all just great. Like it feels very luxe. So if you'd like to get more pictures of swatches of the eyeshadows, I am going to be posting swatches onto my Instagram page. Also, I created my own website and I will link that down below as well. I'm not going to go into blogging, but I wanted a space where I could post pictures of swatches in a kind of more organized fashion. If you'd like to see more swatch pictures, also be sure to check out my website. That'll be a great place to do that. I really hope you found this video useful and maybe a little bit entertaining. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also check out my Instagram. I'll have my handle down below. I'm at Naturally Beautiful Girl. If you have any questions about this eyeshadow palette that I haven't answered, be sure to leave me those in the comment section down below and I will do my best to answer those. And I really hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season and you get to spend time with your friends and your family, and that you have a wonderful end of 2017 and hopefully also an amazing 2018. So thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I really enjoyed getting to know all of you guys, and I'm so grateful for every single one of you that has taken the time to subscribe and watch my videos and comment and thumbs up videos. So thank you so much. I am so grateful for every single one of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.